Well, we are having a great time tonight. Appreciate all of the callers that have called in on this. One of our favorite topics is Ask Us Anything. Joy Travis here to help us answer your questions. And we have Carolyn over in Irondale who is on the line. Carolyn, good evening to you. How are you this evening?
I'm doing. How are you tonight?
We are well, and we understand sometimes doing is the best you can do. So we're glad that you're doing this evening. Yes, yes. If you will, go right ahead with your question for Joy, please.
Yes, hi. I had a accident back in March, and the accident damaged my ankles, but one of my ankles had a pre-existing injury, but it had gotten better where I was still able to work. But after the accident, I wasn't able to get around and perform my job as before, and I did physical therapy and pain medications and all of that, but I decided to have surgery about a week and a half ago. But the adjusters tried to give me a lowball amount of $9,000, and I'm trying to see is my case worth more than that.
Sounds like there's a lot of things to consider there.
Yeah.
Yes, so let me kind of unpack that a little bit. First, I want to talk about how Alabama law really looks at pre-existing injuries. Pre-existing injuries are injuries that, you may, and like you said, your ankle kind of hurt before and now it hurts again and it's now led to a surgery. And typically you see that with a neck injury or a back injury where, as we get older, our body just naturally kind of starts getting those little aches and pains. And so as that happens, it's not uncommon for people that have been hurt in a slip and fall or car wreck to have a pre-existing, lower back pain or, like you said, an ankle issue that then gets re-aggravated or exacerbated is what it's called in the law. And that creates a new claim. So just because you had a prior or pre-existing injury or it hurt maybe on a pain scale at a 2 and now because of the wreck it's at a level 10, that's still a claim, okay? And so you definitely want to explore all your avenues of recovery. And you mentioned that you've been talking with the adjuster, which is certainly important. $9,000 isn't a lot of money. I can't counsel you on whether or not for your specific situation that is fair and reasonable. Judging by the facts, typically a surgery is going to be worth a lot more. And so you definitely want to reach out to an attorney that's experienced in these areas, experienced in handling cases that involve surgeries, especially to an ankle, because an ankle is a joint that can really impact your quality of daily life. It can impact your ability to do your job. It can impact your ability to drive, get around town, do all of those things. And so you really do want to be very thoughtful if you're going to try and resolve it yourself with the adjuster. I would almost caution you to wait until after your surgery and you know the extent of what the post-op is going to look like. Are you going to have a lot more physical therapy that you need compensation for? Are you going to have ongoing pain treatments, steroid injections, anything like that? That all needs to be part of what you are getting compensated for. And so it's critically important that you talk to an attorney that is really has that depth of knowledge to be able to help you get the amount of money that you deserve in that situation.
That's sound advice.
Yeah. I think it's also important to add, I hear that you're talking to the adjuster, which is good, but just know that, there is a statute of limitations with your claim. The date of the injury is 2 years from the date of the injury. So be mindful of that. And Callie gave some good advice about waiting until you're finished with all of your recovery and post-op, because that also has a lot to do with that claim. That is a part of that. So that's really important to keep in mind. Don't let adjusters rush you, right? I see that a lot, that they're rushing me, they're calling every day for us to push me to take this money. Don't let them rush you. You have to control that conversation and that narrative. And when it gets to a point where you're not able to do that, or even if you are, it makes it easier. Just get an attorney, let us help you, let us do what we know how to do, so that everyone is happy. But I hope that you're able to work that out, because I hate that you're in that pain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Carolyn, we certainly appreciate you calling, and I think that's great direction from both of these ladies. So hopefully that will help you just to ease your mind a little bit as you're going through this process. Please know we wish you the best with the healing journey as well, but also in getting that justice that you deserve. So thank you so much for calling in tonight.